Yes, and these are the shots that you have to have a lot of respect for, Willie. The way these cloths are very fine and the way these balls are, these could certainly open up. Make sure you get good length of cue ball here, which he hasn't. Mistake.
Now the black's unavailable in the left-hand corner, so if he pots this red plain ball, he will miss the red to the right of the black. It's just a case of whether he can get up for blue or pink. Slightly hampered. Doesn't want to play it below centre, otherwise it will widen the cue ball. I did play with a little bit of check side, and the flick on the blues no problem.
One.
Bound to be on one or the other, whatever happened there.
Well played, and a great chance for Stephen Hendry off a very sloppy safety shot from Ding Junhui. You know, a lot of players will be playing off the side of that pack, very thin, with a little bit of side to widen the angle. He's decided to play it thick.
6.
And he's got it all wrong. He might be watching for a while.
7.
This was the poor safety shot from Ding, caught it miles too thick. Stephen can get onto the one that's 2 away from the pocket. As long as he's straight on it, he can just stop it dead for the black, and that's the key ball to play, because he then can get rid of the red over the corner, which will give the
12.
black the path to go into both pockets. So it just needs to absolutely, probably screw it back an inch would be great.
Obviously every frame is important at the moment, but I feel especially so in this juncture. Stephen Hendry has won all the titles that he's won for not knowing when somebody makes a mistake to give them maximum punishment, and you can see at the moment he's very determined, and he knows if he can make a frame winning contribution off this visit, it'll hurt Ding Junhui. May have to come on and off the cushion here through the gap with the 2 reds, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Amazing enough, Stephen Hendry's won 999 frames here at the Crucible, and I hope the people with earpieces are listening. This could be his 1000th frame at the Crucible. What a milestone that would be. Just gone a fraction too hard again. Needs a little stun shot through the gap and try and get rid of the one on the corner pocket. He keeps going a fraction too hard. He's going to have to play for pink or blue now. Yes, of course, good news here 28. Is though he'll open the black into both top pockets after this. And these are quite nice on these tables. Just play a little bit of run inside, cushion and ball together.
29. And
once again, beautifully played, and this looks like a real opportunity now. Just pink to next red, important. If he gets this one, will he be up and running? Not quite straightforward, is it? Yeah, the pink goes out of commission, doesn't it? If he pots the pink, it go in that little cluster of 3. Is the pink spot clear? That's the from here. I thought the top red was on the. Oh, if the pink spot's clear, then that's why he's playing it. He wouldn't be taking this on if he was tying a couple of reds up. That's not his best. Well, in fairness to him, it was a pretty tricky situation. That he's slightly overscrewed it. He was always playing on this red that's closest to the black above it, and it wasn't the worst shot I've ever seen. It's pretty good, that, you know, Will. .36. Still not quite got the cue ball in this break, just been a little bit out here and there. Once again, not completely straightforward. Yes, an inch further up the other way would have been perfect, so he's going to be left with this little tricky one along the cushion, but he couldn't have played that better. He's made that shot very easy. And played in a position like you're always telling the viewers, Willie,
43.
leaving yourself options. He's played it there in the middle of the two reds. If you don't land on one, you land on the other one. The art of break building.
Very poor safety Ding played, and this is why these top players like, you know, yourself, Stephen Hendry, Steve Davis, when your opponent makes a mistake, it punishes them so much more. If Stephen had got in with a really good long part, Ding would be sitting there and not feeling quite as bad. The fact that he's played the bad shot to let him in, it just kind of gets into your mind a little bit more.
Yes, and that's why Stephen will be trying his utmost to score as heavily as he can.
As John mentioned a few moments ago, the cue ball's just not been quite right. He's got plenty to do here to get on to the next colour. If he plays up for the blue, it's going to be tough to get top side because I think this is nearly straight.
Yes, everywhere he's landed, he's either been just off straight, which has been no good, or straight, which has been no good. It's been a battling break, this.
Yes, the angle was
52.
tough, so he had to play on and off the cushion, and he couldn't have played it better. He won't risk the cannon into the one next to the pink. He would just kind of play the holding shot. If he was a little bit closer to the black, he would play the kiss onto the one to the left of the pink, but he would just float it up there. It's tough to guarantee the full ball kiss when you're near the cushion like this, but that's the kind of line he'd want the cue ball. Well, he did play the kiss and got it nicely.
59.
Well, it may have taken 59 points to get to this position, but he's now inch perfect. And as soon as I say that,
60.
commentator's curse, he gets a kick. Absolute shocking kick. Ball bounces straight up in the air, takes all the pace out the cue ball, and he's worked so hard for this break. Got them perfectly, and that happens.
Yes, it took 2 or 3 inches out of the cue ball. The only good news is that he can play this so slow that should he get another kick, the black will cover the pocket, but he should be able to negotiate this and back on the 2 reds. Played for the outside one to make absolutely sure. 67 in front. 1 more red needed for a possible 10-8.
67.
And his 1000th frame should he go on to win it.
68.
So Ding Junhui can only sit there and know that he's had 2 or 3 chances in the opening frame. He played a really poor safety shot in this, so he'll know he's had no complaints the way the first 2 frames have
74.
gone. Well, John, he'll be the first player to have now, it's a certainty he's going to win this frame, to win 1,000 frames. Not many players will have the chance to do that.
No,
81.
just like we think Steve at 29 attempts at the Crucible won't be beaten, I don't think anyone will be beating 1,000 frames here either. Phenomenal record.
82.
And he knew how important this chance was, and like the true champion he's been over the years, he's made the most of it. He's made his opponent sit in the chair and regret the safety shot he played.
Should he go on to compile a century? 729 he would have made in his career.
90.
By far and away the clear in that department. I think the record's going to go this year, John, don't you? 68 is the record. We're already at 36 should he get a century here. I think it will be beaten by maybe 5 or 6 at least.
97.
Probably more.
It's certainly a very good chance, especially if Stephen competes in this year's championship a little further and keeps playing this well amongst the balls. I spoke to his father in the Champions Lounge earlier today, and he knows him better than anybody, and he says the best he's seen Stephen hit the balls for a couple of years. Just shows you what that one match against Mark Williams can give you, that little bit of confidence where you stop seeing problems and everything in front of you becomes easy. Fantastic century break.
And he had a little glance at the scoreboard. He knows that the highest break thus far is 140. I don't think that'll be enough. That's been made by Ronnie O'Sullivan, but he even glanced at the scoreboard to think, well, I can tie the highest break here. I mean, the easy shot there was just play a little stun for the pink, but he wants to level the highest break. Don't you think he's got enough money by now?
I remember very well, and you can confirm it, a few years ago in the league I had a 147 maximum break, and in the very last frame of the qualifying against a certain W Thorne, he had a 147, equalled it and took half the money off me.
Correct. I was 4-0 in front at the interval, and he made 2 centuries, a 147 and a 90 to level at 4-4. Thank you very much.
Yeah, imagine how I felt. I was sitting in a house and it cost me money.
The boy's a genius, undoubtedly. We're blessed at the moment with some unbelievable snooker players still competing. OK, Stephen's not the player he was, but boy, he's still very good. Well, I mentioned earlier on in commentary all the people with the earpieces. I don't know whether Stephen himself realises this is his 1000th frame at the Crucible, but I know they'll give him an extra round of applause, not only for another century, but for the fact that it is his 1000th frame here at Sheffield, at the home of snooker. He tries harder than any other player to clear the table at any stage. To level the highest break, his 1000th frame at the Crucible. It's gone, a magnificent break of 140 to equal the tournament record so far, and to set a record that might never be beaten. Stephen Hendry wins his 1000th frame here at the Crucible at Sheffield. More importantly, he goes 10-8 in front.